How you doing, AIWF TAPW fans? This is another edition of Shootin Straight with the Butt, and this week, my guest is the four-time former Tennessee All-Pro Southern Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Brent Powers. How you doing this week?
Fantastic. How are you, Scottie?
Doing pretty good.
Thanks for having me.
This past Saturday, February the 20th, we had a whole stack card of action. We started off the night with Anthony Wayne taking on Little Mexico. Now, he told Mexico, he said, there's no way you can last 10 minutes in the ring with me. Now, these two, they battled back and forth, and it got down to the wire. It was like 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 15. With 3 seconds remaining in the time limit, Little Mexico was able to pick up the victory.
So what you're telling me is Anthony Wayne talked this big game, and Little Mexico was able to pull it out of his hat.
Basically, he's done that the past 2 weeks. He's told the past 2 people he's faced, you can't last 10 minutes, and it keeps getting right down to the wire, and he keeps just, he loses right at the end.
Maybe he needs to refocus.
Maybe. The next match, the Assassins of Souls made their return to take on Carnage and Anarchy Kid Cal Redman. Now, they were battling back and forth, and the Assassins of Souls was able to pick up the victory when they got the pin on Cal Redman. Now, I got to have an interview with these guys like 2 weeks ago, and they said they're here for gold. They said they want the tag gold.
Okay.
They said
they have these teams to go through. You know,
yeah.
It's kind of like a ranking system. I don't know. There's a team called Legion in there somewhere.
There's Legion.
They're not going to get past Legion. First off.
Yeah, you got Legion. You got the Monsters of Mayhem. You got the newly formed tag team.
Last time they were there, they tried to piggyback their way up the ladder by attacking us from behind, and we see where that got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next match, one half of the Destruction Crew, speaking of the tag team division, took on Hammerjack, one half of Monsters of Mayhem. No, Hammerjack, he knew that Anthony Wayne was going to be ringside for this match, so he went to the back and got him some backup for himself. Since Monster wasn't there this past weekend, he got Roxo.
ISIS?
Basically, he got him to be in his corner. I'm not sure what the whole deal with Roxo and Hammerjack and Tim is. Might be the beard. I don't know. But
his beard's not as nice looking as theirs.
Right.
He's got like this stupid color in there or something.
It's like he's trying to rip off Dimebag Darrell or something.
Speaking of that Roxo,
rest in peace, Dimebag.
That Roxo guy.
Yeah.
What happened to him Saturday? I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
We're gonna be getting to that here in just a second. But the Super Destroyer actually lost to Hammerjack this past Saturday. The next match, Axis of Arrogance. The 2 members this week was classic Kevin James Weatherby and PS 911 taking on the Centerfolds, Luscious Luke and Super Freak Frenchie Rivera.
That's a mouthful and a half.
And well, they said they're from the
Super
city.
Fresh Freak what?
Super Freak Frenchie Rivera and Luscious Luke Patterson, and their manager ringside, the Wicked Chick Ashley. But they just couldn't pull out the victory against Axis.
That had to be 911 being dirty.
Probably, it might have been a bunch of thumbs to the eyes.
He is known.
Yeah, I mean, remember back on Halloween when we had the Battle Royal? Everybody, including some of the fans,
I think he stole one of my contacts that night.
Probably. But speaking of Roxo saying what happened to him this past Saturday, he faced you and you beat Roxo.
Of course.
Now, does this mean you're trying to move your way up in the singles ranks, or you still got your eye on tag gold?
Well,
or do you
tag gold is kind of hard to achieve when your tag partner is the heavyweight champion.
Right.
So I guess I do what I have to do.
Right. This past Saturday, PGA, the tag champs, faced off against.
Hold on. Let's pause.
Okay.
Tag champs.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, Corey and myself never lost the tag team championships when we were the champions.
Right.
Have they ever offered us a rematch?
No. As far as I know, they haven't.
It's funny, isn't it, how the former champions who never got pinned for their titles have not been offered a rematch. I mean, they might not be classy or respectable or something. I don't know. But, you know,
And
you would think they would want to prove themselves.
And Kilauea, he's basically had a revolving door for tag team partners since he's got the gold.
Well, they may not like smelling his feet or something.
Probably,
He
but
doesn't
this
wear shoes.
David Edwards III, he bought his way into the tag titles. I mean, evidently gold can be bought.
Exactly. That's why they dodge
Yeah.
myself and Corey.
But they faced off this past Saturday against the Real Freaks, and the Real Freaks were able to pick up the victory, which made them #1 contenders for the tag titles.
Cool. I mean, you know, Draven and Robert are pretty good. I've been in there with them a few times in 6-man tags against Axis.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what they do.
Well, this brings us to the main event. It was a stretcher match for the Tennessee All-Pro Southern Heavyweight Championship. Corey Prince defending his title, which he didn't have the belt. Gregory stole it 2 weeks ago, against Gregory McDaniel. Now, these guys, you can see the highlights later this week on my YouTube channel. They battled for over 43 minutes. And they battled to a no contest. It ended up, Gregory wrapped Corey in duct tape, took him out the door, put him in the back of his pickup truck, and drove off with him. I haven't heard. I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard from Gregory. I haven't heard from Corey. The law's looking for him. They can't find him. But that's going to bring us to this Saturday. In a #1 contenders match for the Tennessee All-Pro Southern Heavyweight Championship, you are taking on classic Kevin James Weatherby of Axis.
See, since Kevin's got here, he's not really done anything except ride Gregory's coattails.
And
I've wrestled him, what, 3 times?
He beat me down, so yeah.
You're not that important.
Eh.
I mean, you are.
I mean,
I love
right.
You. I love you, but
without an announcer, who these guys gonna know some of the guys? I mean, everybody knows Brent Powers,
that's true.
but how are they gonna know some of the other guys like Kevin Weatherby?
You have a point. But anyway, he's came here. He's allied himself with Greg, some other less than reputable adversaries, I suppose. But he's wrestled me 3 times. I beat him 2 out of the 3. The third, he kind of used some not so legal tactics, but our referee's obviously blind.
Yeah, you can take your pick as to which referee it was. It could be either the 2 with 4 eyes or the fat one.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta.
I like my odds, but see, if we play this out, say I win. Corey.
Right.
Or, well, could be Greg.
Or it could be Greg, but you never really know.
But Corey, we don't. Where is Corey?
Nobody really knows.
But he is still, I guess, technically the champion.
Right.
So that would put Legion against Legion.
And let's just say friendship aside, tag team partnership aside, if you become #1 contender and Corey is the champ, how's this going to play out?
See, that's where it gets complicated and difficult, because that puts me in the situation to be friend first, competitor first. I'm pretty competitive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, only time will tell. This Saturday, we're also going to have another member of Axis, PS911, taking on one half of the Monsters of Mayhem, Hammerjack. Now, how do you see this one going? A lot of thumb to the eyes?
Yeah, they're both pretty well versed in that chapter of the wrestling book there. I don't know. That'll be more of a interesting match, because you'll see that'll probably be a lot of trying to outsmart the other guy. Like,
pretty much, and
I can see these 2 guys.
Veterans. They've both been doing this a long time.
Standstilling on hold for hold, reverse for reverse.
Yeah. And also, we're going to have the Assassins of Souls taking on the newly crowned #1 contenders, the Real Freaks.
I'd have to tip that one to Draven and Robert, as long as the other guys don't get involved.
As long as the Dark Saint stays on the outside, doesn't interfere with Dark Angel D'Angelo and Psycho Medic of the Assassins, it should be a fair contest, but you never really know.
Fair and the Assassins of Soul.
Well,
saying that in the same sentence, Scotty.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And as you can tell, it just started raining really hard, so, you know, being in a church, God's probably angry. I just probably told a lie like that. But anyways, also this Saturday, we're going to have a newly formed tag team, the Anarchy Kids, Cal Redmond and Little Mexico, taking on newcomers ICBB, Tom North and Drake Cassidy. Now, Tom North, I've seen him in action before. He's kind of impressive. He likes to just get in there and fight it out. As Drake Cassidy, I'm not really sure about him, but if Tom North has decided to have him as a tag team partner, there must be a reason. Also, making his return to Tennessee All-Pro Wrestling, Tyler Bivens is going to be taking on the man you defeated last week, Roxo.
I like Tyler's odds. Tyler's pretty good.
Also in action, we're going to have Kilauea, the big Hawaiian, one half of PGA, one half of the tag team champions, taking on Carnage. Now, I don't know what it is about Carnage. The fans are really behind him.
Yeah.
You never really can tell who they're going to get behind.
It's true. But he's definitely gathered up a few more followers here lately.
But like I always say, it's every Saturday night. Doors open at 7. Bell time at 8. It's at 5542 Manchester Highway in the Victory Center. It's.
Are you gonna finish?
I gotta. Yeah. Well, I kind of know where that's at. Home. All right. Well, I'll be there in a few minutes. Okay. All right.
Scotty,
bye.
You're filming live.
That was Gregory McDaniel. He told me where he's at. He told me to meet him there immediately. So I'm going to have to cut this video short. And maybe he can fill us in on where the whereabouts of Corey Prince is.
Well, yeah, that would be kind of nice.
So, like I say, be there.